plays games with Steve.
All right, it's Fire Red. We're just gonna chill for a bit.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So let's see. This is actually very helpful. We arrived in Saffron. Lavender Town. Or are we gonna do?
No, we're here because I remember we did all this. We'd saved Mr. Fuji from Lavender Town.
Yeah.
I think you wanted to clear this whole route and its trainers before going back to Saffron.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, I guess we're doing that then.
Yeah.
It's funny because for me, semi-recently for me, I was playing a ton of Pokemon Leaf Green randomized. So I've played through this game in a sense, one with entrances randomized and one with a pure randomizer, like Leaf Green twice. So it's kind of weird going back to it now again with actually a more traditional team here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll keep me out in front. I see. So we're just going through doing the gauntlet. Cool. I remember this part being really boring on stream, or like not for the viewers, but just boring to play on stream because it's so many.
This
trainers.
Specific route.
Because it's so many trainers.
It's this one's. I we might have talked about this in a previous episode.
Speaking of, have you seen Conan O'Brien's?
You know, I love Conan.
Yeah.
Did you grow up watching Conan?
And what else do we always talk about?
Man, I gotta tell you, man, Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, listen. What are your thoughts on it? Jay loves hearing about it when you complain about.
You know what? There's been a character arc.
Oh, that's right. Let's get the update. Let's get the update.
Since our last recording. I finally, because I was on vacation. I was away from home. Because I think I realized when I'm home, I can't really commit to video games because I feel like I got too much other thing, too many other things I feel like I should be doing.
Sure.
But I was on vacation. I'm like, you know what? I have no responsibilities right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play through Violet. I'm gonna get through this main campaign.
Sure.
And you know what? I kind of was getting invested, and I started realizing, oh hey,
wow, Kojita.
Changes. It's like the least favorite song.
Strange things are happening to him. Ain't no doubt about Jay. Strange Jay.
Love a Primeape. Primeape's great.
It's a good one. But yeah, continue.
But I noticed I'm like, okay, some of like the
Oh, Jay's learning Rage? Wow, that's fitting. But I'm probably not gonna because that's a shitty move. Anyway.
But I noticed I'm like, okay, so like the gym leaders, you could kind of interact with them outside of like, the battles and stuff a little bit, and they have like a hint of little character quirks and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just committed to, I'm like, all right, let me just see this through. Let me do the last remaining battles.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having fun with it. And then like the last part of it is kind of like, is a bit of a story, and there's a bond between you and like 3 other friends. And I felt it. I'm like, hey, there's some charm here. And I'm like, you know what? These games are all right. And I immediately messaged Jay when I finished. I was like, I kind of like it.
And, kind of like it.
And Jay, good sport. He was very happy.
Yeah.
He was kind of like, I was like, see? And I'm like, they're not perfect.
Yeah.
They are far
Jay,
from perfect.
I'm not going to give you that much, but
they're far from perfect. But I had a good time kind of just sitting down and just grinding through it. And I coincidentally just happened to be on the day the DLC released. I had no idea the DLC was coming out that day.
Yeah.
I have yet, as of this recording, I've yet to purchase that.
Sure.
I'm gonna wait.
Sure.
But I've warmed up to Scarlet and Violet.
Wow. Well, that's an arc right there.
Yes.
That's a journey.
So.
Maybe one day I'll play it. I just haven't played any video games. A random thought I had playing this, because I've been playing a bunch of this on the very legal computer. That's a real place.
Now go left. You did all.
I know.
Oh.
Shut your mouth. Do I have fly yet? Actually,
I don't think so.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna be so mixed up with my progress in the.
That's what I'm here for, because I've watched through all of these
that's actually which is extremely helpful. I remember when you became the co-host, I was like, yeah, one of your duties is gonna be, to upload them, but also to watch them, because it is actually extremely helpful to have someone to remember where we are, also remember what we've talked about. Although for this playthrough it didn't help, but usually you're very on the ball of like, I'm like, hey, did we talk about this one? You're like, yeah, we did, which is very handy. And yeah, but I was gonna say, I've been playing it on the very legal computer. I mean, Game Boy Advance. Playing it on a controller feels really nice.
Yeah?
Yeah. I know I could do that easily, but not a GameCube controller easily.
Yeah, maybe I would have to. I've never done one of those randomizers or Nuzlocke.
A randomizer is really fun. I would recommend it. I've never done a Nuzlocke. Maybe on here one day, but I don't know. I'm not really interested myself, but I've played many randomizer runs, and it's a ball.
Maybe if we have Quarantine 2. Oh, I don't want to jinx it.
Please don't jinx it. It's like when Jay, you know Jay's story, right? About New Year?
No.
Okay. Jay went to Japan, and he made a wish. He was like, oh, I did not do the thing I was going to do. I healed, but I didn't switch out Primate.
I didn't know. You did not vocalize that at all, so I didn't know that was what you were going to do.
Get my steps in. Get my steps in.
What cartoon bit is this reminding me of when you got to like keep running up and down and?
I don't know. I think of like there's a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah.
Where he like falls down the stairs or something and it runs back up. But yeah. So Jay like wished like. Can make something along the lines of, can you make something, we can make this more interesting. I think that was the the wish at when he was in Japan, and like a New Year's wish, and it became more interesting. Jay, that's an understatement. So everyone, just thank Jay for COVID. Just say thanks, Jay.
Like I said, I don't like to speak lightly of those times because because lots of people,
yes,
different experiences.
Right.
But but one thing I will be thankful for was just getting becoming a lot closer with you and some of our other friends for sure. Getting to know some of our friends in general.
Yes, yeah, we've talked about this before, but I agree. Like, you and Jay are friends that like, because of COVID, I became very, very close within a period of time. Like it was very, very nice.
Yeah.
So it was through a horrible experience. We really all strengthened a lot of bonds together.
Sure.
And in fact, like at the time of this recording, we're gonna be having a good friend of ours from Australia who we mentioned many times, Wilco. He's gonna be visiting, and we're gonna have like, how many people? Like,
you tell me, pal.
I think there's almost like 20 people are gonna be like all hanging out. Not all at the same time, but there's a couple days where it's almost all of them. Like Jay's flying in, like a ton of our friends are flying in. Past guests, Aubrey, David. We're gonna have. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, and a lot of that friend group was really because of quarantine and us, making that server, and we all just made this weird melting pot of my friends that now all know each other and are super tight, which is really, really nice.
Forever, eternally grateful for that.
Yeah. And listen, again, it was really just whoever wanted to jump in. I was just extremely lonely and was like, I'm sure, again, I've talked about this on here before, but I'll say it again. Like, I was like, man, I wish I could Skype with people, but that's like awkward to ask, like at the middle of the night. You want to just talk online? Who does that? Now it's like the norm. Everybody does it. But back then I was like, well, I'll just invite everyone I know and see who joins, and a bunch of people stuck around, and I was like, wow, now I'm glad that Steve knows Wilco, and Jay knows David. You know, like all these people I never thought would ever meet, know each other.
So I hope you enjoyed us talking about this again on Fire Red.
On what? Sorry.
I hope you the audience enjoyed.
Was this on Fire Red?
I think we've talked about that in some facet.
You know, we have. But Fire Red is really hard.
Fire
chill
Red,
and just.
Fire Red is-
I also forgot that last time I played this, I was fucking delirious and just falling asleep the whole time. So I'm glad I'm way more awake for this run.
But yeah, this is towards the end of a recording session.
Yeah.
When Fire Red is up, you know that's SungWon and Steve's chill time.
Yeah, it's like, we don't feel like setting up a whole new console for like only a couple more episodes. Let's just, you know, we love pulling this up and just chilling.
And we love Pokemon. We love just shooting the shit.
You know, I'm very curious. We talked about this off mic, like, because we had that stretch where we played a lot of it because we were basically prepping for Ace Attorney. And we're like, are people going to like that? Is it going to be? And I'm curious. We won't know. We don't know now. It's definitely not going to be out for us for a very long time. We'll see if people hated that or not. I had a great time.
Because I think it was, because I had to cancel because my tooth problems. So
yeah, that's right.
It sent a lot of things into disarray.
Yeah.
So
God, remember your tooth saga?
Yeah.
Wow.
Steve's tooth saga.
Yeah.
That feels like a lifetime ago, but that wasn't even that long ago. Bro.
That's crazy.
And not to just be like, let's get back on topic, but I'm curious. I never knew what to think of this stretch in Pokemon. Like,
it sucks.
When should you go through this? Because this connects to Fuchsia.
Yeah, you can either do this when you finish Fuchsia, or you can do it maybe after. Because you have to get the Snorlax Poke Flute to be able to even access this early. So it has to be after Lavender Town.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's why a lot of people like it's. Some people do Koga first. Some people do Sabrina first. It really depends.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can do it. I think it's better though to do Koga after because it's more fun to do Cycling Road.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that.
To be honest, I kind of followed like the anime order too.
Yeah, me too. You can still do Cycling Road, but it's more fun to like, you know. Although, yeah. So I guess I'm doing it the opposite way of what I usually do because usually I would like. Do Cycling Road, go down, circle back up. But I think after doing it on stream, I realized like it's kind of boring doing this after Koga.
Yeah, because there's no goal.
It's like you wanna go do like Blaine, but you're like, I guess
because you got to go south anyway to go to like Seafoam Mines and all that.
So for me, I'm kind of like, nah, let's just do this now. Because also, yeah, it's really boring when you do this and you're super over leveled. Because some of these are like level 20s and shit. Right. Like it's boring as shit. So it's like it's at least a little more interesting to do it now. You know, get some XP out of it. Then do it later, and you don't even get diddly dick. That was also what was annoying. Is like, wow, I fight so many trainers and I'm not even getting good XP out of this. Yeah,
and there's not even any like you're not even fighting a whole lot of interesting variety of Pokemon here. It's all Pidgeys.
Yeah, this stretch sucks ass, but for chilling doing podcast vibes, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's been going on with you, Steven? Stevan?
Well, as of now,
yes.
The writer's strike is over.
That's right, yeah. So you're still not back at work just yet. But...
No, but like now it's like, okay, now it's just a matter of time. But somehow I managed to keep myself very busy.
Yeah, so you're a busy boy.
So, yeah.
Part of that's my fault, too. Yeah. Yeah, you've been wrangled in to a bunch of stuff. But, yeah, have we talked about how often we see each other in a week? Like on this channel?
At least 2 times.
At least 2 times.
But like we're usually scheduled to see each other 3 times a week.
Oh, I thought you meant we talked about it 2 times.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, we've talked about this 2 times already. Too many times. Okay, no, we do a board game, like legacy game day. And we do that with a couple friends. And we've played through a bunch of games like Betrayal Legacy and what else did we play? We played My City, we played Pandemic Legacy, where right now, as of this recording, we're in the beginning of Risk Legacy. Am I missing one, or was it just those?
What's the one we just finished? I think you named
That was
it.
Betrayal Legacy.
Betrayal, yeah.
Which
we surprisingly have not played too many games, but they're just
long. Yeah.
Games, so.
Right. Because I think it started before Anne-Marie was doing Pandemic Legacy with you, me.
God, that was like around this time a year ago, give or take.
Oh, that's crazy. But it is also crazy to me though that I've made, because I had so many of those Legacy games in a giant stack. And I was like, when am I ever going to play these? And now I'm like, oh, shit, I'm playing through these. Like, me and Anne-Marie just finished Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, which took, like, maybe, like, almost a year. But I never thought I'd finish that. So it's really satisfying to finally finish some of these games.
That's how I feel about video games.
Yeah, I mean, video games I've given up on. I just bought a PS5. So maybe that'll get me to play more games.
I felt like you did that for Anne-Marie's sake.
I did, yes, because Anne-Marie plays a lot of Dark Souls, and so there's a lot of and we needed the PS4 for recording, more so for me than for actual games these days. So and it's not that bad, like switching, bringing it back and forth. But I was like, you know what, just to let her, I'm just gonna give her this PS4 for her room, so that she can just not have to unplug it every time. And I'll get a PS5, and also I'm gonna get a PS5 one day anyway. And they're not hard to get anymore. They used to be like,
I can't believe we're finally at that point.
Yeah, impossible to get.
But I'm not ready.
No, there's no reason to get one unless you're gonna play some games. I
have a PS4, but I feel like I hardly play games for it.
Yeah,
which is a shame. It's just it's priorities. Like my priorities aren't with playing through a game unless I'm like super freaking into it.
Yeah, if Anne-Marie didn't play PS4, I would not have bought this, but I did because it'll make things it'll make things easier. Oh well, there's a guy over here anyway. So yeah, I guess I should play some at some point.
I did mention I beat the main campaign of Violet. I didn't fill out the Pokedex and all that other stuff, but I beat the main campaign. Did we ever
talk about you finally playing Firewatch?
That was another game I played during my little
without
vacation.
Spoiling it, what'd you think?
The beginning, the beginning of that game, if you remember it well enough, I was like, God damn. But I was like, let's go. I already have a great sense of this character.
Yeah.
It was a fun trip. I played it over the course of like 2 days. I started on a Friday night and I beat it like the next day. It's not a very long game, which was great. But I was just super invested in like where things were headed. Really liked the vibe. Really loved the character dynamic between pretty much the two lead characters.
Yeah.
It was great. I think it's a great cozy game. It's like, hey, you know what? You got some time to kill.
It's got a lot of really fun mix of like emotions too, right?
Yeah.
And moods too. Like there's even like kind of creepy, like stuff. Like but there's also really cozy.
Yeah.
It's a really great like mix of things. I highly recommend it to people. It's really, really fun.
It was so funny. I thought I screwed up the ending. So I had to go back like a little far and then like replay it. But I was insistent. I'm like, I got to make sure I got the right ending.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. Sure.
But I don't want to talk about it without spoilers. But there was just like something I didn't like do, which wound up not really mattering. But I was like, I got to make sure.
Yeah. That makes sense. The Rich Summer, who is the main guy in that was the guy, my scene partner in Blackberry.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad as of now. I still haven't seen that movie.
Oh, thank you for the support, Steve.
Of course.
I do honestly. I think it's a great movie.
I when that was out in theaters. I just I was very busy and I didn't have like too many chances to go see it. And then by the time I did, it was like playing out in theaters, like very far out.
Right.
That's like half a day.
No, I get it. It was like a limited release.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I talked to him a little bit about. I was like, hey, you're great in Firewatch, like because we got along really well. Like he's a big board game nerd, and just a nerd in general, and so we just shot the shit.
Awesome. I never knew that till now. So that's...
yeah, and he's phenomenal in it. And yeah, they did like all their like recordings like over, I think, Skype, like actual like talking to each other.
Wow.
Not separate, because you can tell because the conversations are so well done.
Yeah, that's. And I know it's not a common thing in voice acting at this point to have everybody in the same room.
Yeah.
But like it's sometimes, and I think this is more amateur things, which I don't judge too harshly because it's like indie stuff. It's fine,
Yeah, right.
But there, like I felt like I was watching like some like animation stuff on YouTube where I'm like, I can tell these people are not in the same room.
Yeah.
Like,
are you talking about the quality, audio quality, or the performance?
Not just audio quality. I think just the chemistry. I feel like
yeah.
Like these lines are fine. Like these people are acting fine, but there's like
you can tell they are like separated.
Yeah, that they're isolated. When I know sometimes the benefits in dubbing, sometimes or just in voice acting in general, sometimes you might have someone's audio already recorded, so you have something to work off of.
Yeah.
But like no shame in indie people. It's just like, hey, make your passion projects, of course. Like who cares about quality?
Well, listen, that same problem can extend to huge big budget things too.
Yeah.
It can also sound just as like there's this isolation.
But that's really nice to hear about Firewatch, because I just thought like you really believe these people were talking to each other.
Yeah. I asked him, I was like, because he's in one of the Code Geass movies, and I was like, why were you in that? Because I'm like, first I'm like, are you a weeb? He's like, no, I don't know anything about anime. I was like, why are you in that movie? And it made sense to me. It's because he knows, or there's a guy, Donald Schultz, who I've worked with actually. He's a board game in the board game industry. For those who play board games, like he's with like Plaid Hat and did like what the fuck? Forgotten Waters, which is an amazing game. Like he directed me on that. And he's a really good writer too. So it was just like, hey, you want to do a thing? Can you do a voice in this thing? And it was like, sure. Just like almost like a favor for a friend kind of thing.
Right.
I'm really interested to hear him in it because he doesn't do anime dubs, right? And so I remember before I knew him, I had seen that cast go out, and I was like, Rich Sommer, the guy from Mad Men, is in this in this anime dub? That's so interesting. And so I just straight up asked him about it. Because it's always interesting when you see people that don't normally show up. I believe the guy who plays Skinny Pete in Breaking Bad he's in the One Piece dub, right?
Oh yeah, he was in a bunch of.
Is he the Mario Afro guy? Or maybe I'm thinking.
No. It was funny. He was Yorkie in the.
Who's Yorkie?
The captain of the Rumbar Pirates.
I don't know.
But before we knew who the Rumbar Pirates and was,
okay.
Like in the episodes with Laboon, he plays the Yorkie.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah.
He plays like one of the Foxy Pirate filler guys.
Okay.
Let's see. What's his name again?
Charles Baker.
Charles Baker.
Yeah.
Let's see who he played in anime. But yeah, because he was from Texas.
Yep. Probably still there, right? I don't know.
I don't know. Because the whole, like, being a Breaking Bad stuff, you're probably, like, out in L.A. more. But
maybe, yeah.
Let's see.
But I always thought he was great in Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's see. I don't even remember who Bliss was in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but he was the voice of Bliss.
Okay.
Was he the original voice of Breda in the 2003? Oh yeah, he is Kuromarimo. Yeah, he's Kuromarimo.
I knew it. Aha! You don't know anything about One Piece.
I guess not. He was. He was. Do you remember who Brahm was?
No, who's Brahm?
He's part of Wiper's crew. He's the guy with the beanie.
I don't know.
With the pistols, he fights Zoro.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Okay, sure.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot he was. Then again,
what's that character's name? Kuro Marimo? No, what is it?
Yeah, Kuromarimo.
Kuromarimo. Okay. Hey, boy, Kuromarimo. Any other like non-typical like voice actors in anime dubs? I'm trying to think if there's anybody else.
I mean, we talked about Bryan Cranston.
Of course,
way back in the Street Fighter 2
yes,
Alpha.
correct.
Episode.
Yeah.
There was the whole thing about
What?
Give me
We talked just when we were just
Peter
hanging
Mayu
out.
being in the Dragon Ball GT TV movie.
Who?
The guy that played Chewbacca.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He did voiceover?
I think he probably met Sabat at a con. Or
I was just like, yeah, I'll do it.
something. Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
We were talking about when we went to dinner the other day about like Andrew Reynolds is now like a big
Yeah.
from Book of Mormon's Andrew Reynolds. He was in 4 Kids like Mako Tsunami. And,
Yeah, actor and director, and
yeah, which I didn't know he directed. Very interesting.
he was also, the reason he got started at 4 Kids is because he played James in the
the stage show.
Yeah,
That's
Pokemon,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Was Darren Dunstan?
Darren Dunstan was Giovanni,
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
and that's, I think, being on that show is what led to the two of them being brought into the fold.
Interesting.
I'm trying to think of other kind of. It's like you'd be surprised this person did a voice in this.
Right.
There's like the whole thing that I don't know if you ever heard with like South Park. They got George Clooney just to voice Stan's dog
Oh, okay.
because the South Park guys were so like anti-celebrity guests.
Mm.
I don't know. Tell us your favorites in the comment section.
Sure.
Because I sure as shit can't think anymore right now. I feel like every time I look up, I just see you fighting Pidgeys.
That's because they're fucking level 26 Pidgeys, like fucking evolve it, you fucking moron.
No!
it's cute. Shut up. Because also you get less, well maybe not in this gen, I forget, but in general you get less XP if it's a like unevolved one. So
Yeah,
it just sucks.
These people just watch the anime thinking like, I'll be like Ash and I'll just keep it as Pikachu and it'll be strong forever.
Ash is a dumbass.
Yeah.
Like no.
No wonder why he never won. Only too recently.
All right. Getting a little sweaty. Speaking of sweaty. All right. Let's just put some Stunny Spore. Just
Stunny Spore.
okay. All right.
A little pepper that.
Yeah. Yeah, little pepper. And then let's just throw some acid in his face.
Boiling acid.
Let's Harvey Dent it. Yeah. Okay. You know, you did a quote because I'm not familiar with Batman Forever really, but you did a quote on one of the Arkham Asylum ones.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm pretty sure it was like Batman.
Yeah.
Batman, you say? Coming for you. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
So
I'm counting on it.
Yeah, I looked up the clip and I was like, wow, it's exactly how you said it. It's a very funny performance too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely he's doing something.
Do you know the story of him and Tommy Lee Jones?
Oh, fucking Tommy Lee Jones pulling him aside, saying he's fucking annoying.
He was like, I can't stand you. I strongly dislike you. That's like an honor. Yeah.
Hey.
I can't stand for your tomfoolery.
And I should know. I'm a Tom.
Yeah.
Why don't we pick this up tomorrow?
Okay, I'll run back between episodes to heal. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.